English Broken Businesses. We are all about Black excellence, bringing local entrepreneurs together to inspire and motivate you through business.
So it's simple. What you can do is to listen to this story and be inspired, and show to you guys nothing is impossible. If they can do it, so nathi singayenza bantwana basekhaya. Sit down and chill and listen to this wonderful story.
Follow your dreams.
And here we are now, beautiful restaurant. We're on top billing on a container. So we're gonna take this design of Andile restaurant to definitely that particular platform where now we say, you know what, guys, come and see what we have. Wow.
It's English Broken Business once again, Bafethu. It's a fresh and a thirsty Thursday. Every Thursday night, 8 p.m., we bring you nothing but the mouth-watering stories from Ekasi Elokshin, Bafethu. These are stories that are here to inspire you, motivate you, and most of all to say it is possible, Mdansekaya, you can make it. If they made it, Nati, we can make it. Now you can make it. So would like to thank our subscribers, our followers, and our honest people that have been watching our shows, our videos, and who've been posting them on TikTok, on Instagram, liking and also commenting. Siyabonga bafethu, and please do continue doing that. Share our videos and also invite other people to come to our YouTube channel. We're not a controversial channel. We are not here to cover gossip. We are here to cover stories that will motivate you. Without ukhuluma kakhulu bafethu, this time in Salt River. I'm here, Salt River Bafethu, and I'm joined no one other than the Spinach King himself, who is here to introduce himself. Grootman Shapunjani.
Sharp means
Grand Grootman la. Lufefe, right?
Lufefe Nomjana.
Lufefe Nomjana.
Yes, sir.
Yabonga mfowethu. Thank you for inviting us into your new restaurant at Salt River. And I know the place is not yet done. But we are the first to come and cover this this place, and we feel very honored. Siyabonga mfethu, you're such a busy man. From the time you walked in, you had to meet other people, talk to other people, because it's very hectic. You know, you are working on launching this new restaurant, but you still made time for us. That alone, we're saying thank you.
I have to. The paparazzi, I have to. Sure, bro.
No, siyabonga mfethu. Yeah, no, thank you so much. And you came dressed up. You know, I wish you told me namngilungisa mfethu. So, Grootman Lufefe ubani, where are you from? Where did you grow up, Ram?
So, Lufefe Nomjana, also known as the Spinach King.
Sure.
I grew up in Nyanga East. Of course, I'm originally from Eastern Cape.
Yeah.
And as you know, I mean, our factory is that side.
Yeah.
And then we relocate to Cape Town when I was young, grew up in Nyanga East, and then went to Khayelitsha to open the Spinach King business. And that's where then my idea was to actually incorporate spinach in daily consumed products.
Sure.
And come up with products that are unique, but products that are healthy, nutritious, as well as products that are lower in glycemic indices.
Wow. Okay. I see we are already talking about the business, but Mina, I'm pretty much interested as to growing up in Eastern Cape, how it was like.
It was so good because my mother used to work for a catering company there in the Eastern Cape, like one of the universities. What she was doing there, she was catering, so she would bring us the leftovers. Of good food. I mean, we were the first in the village to actually eat the watermelon. You understand? And first to eat the kebabs, you know, like vegetable kebabs. She would bring us that, and then we'd break around with all of that. But also getting the nutrition out of the food that has been catered to people, you know, of
Abanema. Sure, yeah.
So from there, then, you know, one got to be exposed to that particular cuisine or different cuisines that are eaten outside whatever or wherever environment that I grew up in.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So which school did you attend that side?
So I did my primary there, and then I did my high school here in Cape Town, located when I was like 15 years.
So Bukelezava, that side, Eastern Cape. Yeah. What's the name of the school?
I was in Masbambisane.
Okay. That's your primary school?
Yes.
Okay.
And then, then of course, I mean, different primaries, because there's also Zanokanyu. You know, and then I moved because we're moving around, you know, trying to stabilize as I was raised by a single parent.
Oh, wow. And then Masofia, like Cape Town, at the age of 15, you just went to a high school?
Yeah, 16 years.
So
yeah.
where was that?
That was in Delft, you know.
Delft,
went to
okay.
Delft, Leiden and Simunye, and then from there as well. I mean, like I did my matric that side, whilst living in Nyanga East, and also, you know, had my relative in Delft as well. As I said, I mean, one has been moving around.
Yeah.
Trying to balance life, but at the same time, the circumstances of growing up, you know, without, you know, the balance of the two figures, mother and father.
Umama no baba bekhona,
So one had to actually, you know, I also want to go and live with a relative that has an APC.
Yeah.
and then you get there, hey, things are not
As you thought.
As you thought. You said, no, I want to go back actually. So that has been the situation, you know. But of course, I mean, it was fun. And that's why I led business as well, because when I was actually living in Delft from Nyanga, New Cross, and then I had to actually, you know, get exposed into business because I was selling like ifaskoti, yaboni pitikoti. Yeah, we go to Harmanes, you know, and sell there over the weekend. During the week, I'm at school. During the weekend, I'm selling. So yeah, I mean, that got me to my first business of fashion retailing actually after matric.
Sure.
Because that's the passion I had, you know, like because she was sewing and then I was a salesman.
Okay, so umama uyathunga when uyaphuma uyopayiza. Wow, so that's where you got the skill.
Door to door.
Wow.
I can sell, bro.
Ne? You can sell everything and anything.
I
ne?
can sell.
No, I can see the skill is there. I can see. Yeah. And then now, what were some of the challenges that you came across, like growing up in Nyanga East? Because we all know how dangerous Nyanga East is, you understand? And people, they've got that mindset or that thing you will never get someone, or if umntana kukhulela kwezandawo will never be successful, you understand? Indawo yezikoli, indawo ye-crime, which is true anyway. There is crime there that's happening. But what challenges did you went through, like growing up?
The most important thing, you know, when growing up in the township, you know, in any township, because I don't think that there is a township that, or a place where there's people where there are no hazards, you know, or dangers. But to be rooted, you know, at home, listening to your parents.
Okay.
Because no parent can say, hey, go rob.
Sure.
You understand? So as you are a child that grew up, you know, in certain circumstances of hardship, then you get to a point where, okay, there are groups, like for instance, there were, you know, a lot of groups when I actually grew up, you know, the Palestinians, the, you know, the Strachens, the Kiwis, you know, I mean.
So are these gang groups?
These are gang groups, yeah.
Sure.
But the most important thing that actually kept me going and made me not to actually go through that route was actually fearing my aunt, you know, that, okay, I'm told every day that, you know what, this is what you need to do, focus on your studies. And what I loved doing was dancing.
Okay,
so,
much
So what happened is that I would actually join cultural arts groups. Yeah, where now I've got a lot of time, you know, doing something different than going around and doing
to distract yourself from the things that were happening.
But there were guys there as well that were also, you know, multitasking. You know,
on those groups.
Yeah. The others are here, the others are there. The most important thing, because when you much Ivana, you know, you gotta dress well. You know, you dress well, a certain way you're dressing, you follow the trend.
Sure.
You understand. And there's a trend as well as a self-gangsterism as well.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is that you excel in the positive side of these trends. So I excelled on that, you know, got to do it, you know, more. But also as well, I mean, over the weekends, as I will be going to Armanas and sell, I think it was actually predestined that I must not be involved highly, but I was that guy who would walk from, you know, Mau right through to Kukuletu without anyone harming me because of the lingo, the language, the Tao, and the walk. You understand?
Yeah, kwamele ube
And the
ne-walk,
style.
so they can
And the
see the
style.
walk and then the language as well,
Yes,
style.
yes. Sometimes I would actually be walking and thinking and seeing those guys there. I will see them coming. And, they are
Then you
coming.
see Shincha,
Yeah.
man.
Sengiyashintsha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mangishintsha. Sengiyakhafula. Pa.
Lo
Pa,
manye
pa, pa.
akafulela.
And mangikhafula. Yeah, ziyajika zithi hayi yizo lezo.
Yeah.
Sengikhabula inkawuza lapha.
You lying,
Yeah,
bro.
but so the psychology and the behavior and understanding what needs to be done at the time, those are tactics that you had to actually learn from the township.
Jeez.
That you can't be involved, but you must know
The tactics.
the tactics.
Yeah, man.
Art of war.
Art of war, how to survive in that environment.
Sure.
Wow, Prem. So I guess it was such a very tough journey, if I should put it like that, because I can imagine ukusuka la eKapa and going to Hermanus, Prem, door to door. Abanye uyabagcinisa, end of the month, day
you can't come
15,
collect.
you must come collect, and then abanye bayakubaleka, abanye abafuna ukuvula, so it was never an easy journey for you, but you learned a lot.
Yes.
You understand, in terms of marketing,
bro.
salesperson, entrepreneurship in your whole.
Dealing with people as well.
Dealing with people, yes.
Dealing with people and having to be a different character from whatever character you are with your friends. Because when you are with your friends, it's a different game altogether.
Sure.
The language used, everything, the behavior itself.
Sure.
But now I gotta knock at someone's house, introduce myself formally as someone who comes from a certain home or certain
Background,
that has been raised well, because I couldn't go there as a scholar,
Yeah, of course.
and say, hey, hi,
Ngena ngembeko.
Ngena
Yeah,
ngembeko,
yeah.
you've got like you're selling to mamas. Yeah, I mean there's a fast code.
Eish.
Yeah, and some German.
Yeah,
and I got to learn a lot when it comes to sales, direct sales, but at the same time the behavioral economics.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. It's quite interesting, Brian, the journey that you've went through. And I think most of our viewers and our listeners, they're taking those advice that you're dropping. Now, I'm from that era, the era of selling. But I don't know what happened,
Selling me now.
Life happened. Life happened, Brian. But yeah, I'm quite interested with history sakho, but then now sikwazi ungasaso Lufefe only, you are the Spinach king.
Yes.
When does this Spinach king come from now? Because
all of a
all of a sudden thina sazi uLufefe mase kuthiwa no Spinach king,
Skipper.
Skipper. And then
Sure.
I remember I was back at Kasi Tembisa, I'm watching a TV, and then I'm like, hey, this skinny guy, he's there, on one of the channels that I won't mention.
Sure.
He's there, and then he calls himself Spinach King. Mina ngazi phela Popeye Spinach,
Yeah.
And another thing, mawukhulele Kasi, Spinach is mostly associated with Tupe. I won't lie, bro.
I know that's true.
I never loved spinach.
Yeah.
You understand? I hated spinach.
Yeah.
And these are things that as black people, we think is on things that are very nutritious to our bodies.
Yeah.
It's associated with if cabbage. You understand? Like, then masidla inyama, ekhaya sigrade.
Some cakes.
And some cakes, you understand? So it's those things that singers understand, So when you started calling yourself Spinach, Prem, like what went through your mind, or why did you even have to go to start a business with the spinach?
Firstly, after selling for my aunt, that's when then I knew that I'm an entrepreneur,
Okay.
So I went on and started a business, my own fashion retail business. So I was selling brands, Abo Akajo, Abo Hilton Wayne, those were the brands that Abo Eben.
Yeah. I remember the whole umbrella.
So I used to sell that, buy them Kenilworth, and then I sold them up until Durban.
Gee.
Yeah, because I knew that.
So you courier the stuff?
Yeah, I'll courier them. Don't take a bus, bro. What is courier? Take a bus here. There was no courier for me that time. Take a bus here with the cargo, go there, sell. go to Mlazi, you know.
You're saying it's like physical.
I had a connection of a certain lady there that was staying in Mlazi.
Oh, okay.
So what happened is that I could go there and then would open a stall and then sell in a center. So yeah, the business grew, bro. And then I'll go back, come back here, buy things that side, sell this side. After that, you know, the business failed because, you know, it was a credit-based business. You know, there are two types of sales.
Okay.
Credit sale, cash sale.
Okay.
So mine was like a credit sale-based business mostly.
Abantu bathatha ngesikolo.
Isikoloto mfethu mdabula umhaha yeah, you have to change.
Sure.
You have to change, man.
Sure. Sure.
So I was selling all around Kukuletu, you know, they call you out Wemiqinu.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is like brands. I was selling brands.
Yeah, after me
So we go around, yeah, 115, 108, yeah, man. And of course, I mean, that business failed because of credit sales. But also as well, my lady there in Durban couldn't actually, you know, run the business well.
Okay.
Because she was also working at the same time. So she would actually, she had the same problem as I had here. Credit sales and people who are not bad debts.
Yes, sir.
You know, so she couldn't collect more because she was busy.
Yeah.
And then on my side, I could collect, but now it became dangerous. Yes, so I said, okay, cool stuff. The business is now, you know, dying. So I started photography business. Yeah, it's a photography business, where I was just going to taverns, you know, taking pictures of drunk people and then show them. Show them.
Are you sure?
Yeah, show them. Go around and show them that, okay, there was an instant photo.
I remember lile zayithombe beyiphuma manje.
2009.
Yeah. Ungena emaklabhini. Yeah. Uthi uyasifuna.
Amathaveni.
Oh, wena ubusemathaveni, not emaklabhini.
Yeah, la khona
You knew your market.
Yeah. Ngishaya ngithi, hey, can you see?
Yeah. Ngasikhipha manje.
Ngasikhipha manje mina. Just keep. Yeah, we'll just keep it.
Yeah.
And then I don't have to go do, you know, washing of those films and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The process. So I made some money there, but it was not equivalent to what I was making before, and I couldn't actually reach to that bracket of revenue.
Oh.
And now my lifestyle changed as well.
Okay.
From that first business to this business.
Yes.
You know, so I had my wife, who was then my girlfriend as well. You know, I had my mother as well. I had a lot of things that I was already supporting that I could not continue with that business because it was like, it was 10 rands a photo, you understand, back then. 10 rands a photo, and it's not as fast, as lucrative as that business of clothing.
Clothing, yeah.
So, stop the business. In fact, it died, you know. So, 2 failed startups. Now I'm seated, I'm thinking, hey, I'm a failure, I'm not an entrepreneur. Who am I? Yeah, I can't go back to work, man. What shall I do? So I did business management, and I dropped it, you know, when I was doing my NQ level 5, which is like NQ level 5, and then I was like, it's like the second year. So I dropped that because now I was learning every tactic of business, you know, business planning, you know, cash flow statements, everything. I was like, okay, let me implement this marketing strategy, all of those. So I took that and I said, okay, you know what, now it's time for me to start something.
Okay.
But I couldn't find what was it.
Okay.
And then I had to go back and think, you know, how did I grow up? You know, I grew up in a family where my mother used to work for a catering company. She's a chef.
Sure.
And now, maybe I can do something with that. But I didn't know what was it.
Okay.
Till I figured it out, you know what, I need a break. What break? Let me go volunteer. So I went 2010, volunteer in a community garden.
Oh.
Yeah, in Fezega actually.
Yeah.
I studied in Fezega.
Yeah, ngiyayibona ifezeka.
Yeah, and then I went to Khayelitsha as well, doing the same thing, volunteering. So what I was doing there, I was just specializing in selling the vegetables door to door. My passion there was that I'm no longer selling on credit. I'm selling now on cash.
So now it's a cash business.
Yeah, there's no way that, you know, when I bring you spinach,
only
5 francs
gives
bench,
man.
you don't give me money.
Sure.
No, bro. No, you know, the brands were expensive. I mean, they started with 200 rands, 300 rands, 400 rands, the DH. You know, I was selling. So it was like a lot of money, so I could wait for that. But now with the spinach, I was just selling top to tone. Then here's an emali, I'll bring it back to the women of age from 60 to 80.
Okay.
My job there was to do sales, because the garden when I came in, it was actually 80% social and 20% commercial. That for me was a problem in my feasibility study, and also trying to understand the business in terms of how the model works. 20% commercial, 80% social. People would come and beg for vegetables and crops, and people would,
Is that social now?
It was social when I came in.
Okay.
So my mission was to change the garden from social to commercial. From 80% social, I wanted to change it to at least 60-40 ratio.
Okay.
You understand? Because 40% of social at least was needed, because there were people who will come there hungry. And really like, households that are within, and you needed that.
Sure.
So I kind of like changed that, and then it was a 60-40, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, 60-70% commercial. And I had 2 boys with me that were actually selling with me. Then from there, I fell in love with spinach because I was also doing the irrigation there. Irrigation is what I was doing as well. I was also doing the compost creation for them as well.
Sure.
While selling at the same time. So
Yeah.
a lot of passion you've never seen. Wow. That I had in doing that, because I felt like this is where I'm supposed to be, but I'm not.
This is where I belong.
Yeah, but I'm not earning. Now it's like the 4th month now. I'm not earning. And
So you're not making any profit, nothing?
No. It was not my business. I was a volunteer.
Yes, I remember. Yeah.
Yes. So from there, then I went to Michael Mapongwana Hospital when I fell in love with spinach, and this vegetable, something you plant today and have something to eat in the next 3 to 4 weeks. Looking at that, for me, it was so amazing that, wow, spinach every day, and I come to the garden, the spinach, every day I'm dealing with the spinach. What can I do with spinach? And, okay, no, I don't know what to do with spinach. Let me actually go and volunteer again.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what to do.
Sure.
So I went to Michael Mapongwana Hospital in Khayelitsha, where I spent about 3 months with a dietitian. So I was doing health promotion. So I'd go into the club, a club of non-communicable ill people. Mine was, I wanted to learn what makes people ill out of food.
Okay.
But I didn't know that. I didn't know, as you said, I didn't know that you can be ill out of eating something. So I wanted to see.
Because there's certain nutrients that your body needs.
I didn't know that. Mine was like, okay, when you eat, you remember when you grew up, you eat.
Sure.
So I knew that, okay, eating, you will be strong.
Yeah,
You
you'll be
understand?
healthy.
And healthy.
Yeah.
So if you're not eating, you will not be healthy.
Sure.
All right, fine. That I did understand. Went there, worked with the dietitian, and there were people with different diabetes, high blood pressure. These are people that were going there every day. I was seeing 300 people every day, different faces every day. Every day, it's like new people, 300.
No, man.
Second, third batch, especially 300 in the club. They are coming for their medication. So my job was to go there and promote the healthy eating. And now I'm actually translating whatever the dietitian has to give in terms of the GDA, guideline daily amount of foods to be eaten by an individual, and say, okay, nasi ke spinach.
Yeah.
I-GDA ke nansi guideline ke yemini umuntu funeke atye ii-veggies zakhe. Mine was like, okay guys, if these people are ill out of food, then let me promote the consumption of vegetables, especially spinach, because they're not eating much of spinach. Maybe if they can eat spinach, they can be well.
Yeah.
Then I went on and researched as well. According to United States Department of Agriculture, one spinach leaf contains almost 13 phytochemicals, such as syringeric acids, campherols, and these are body benefits that are there to boost one's health and prevent one from cardiovascular illnesses and chronic diseases.
So a cardiovascular is what has to do with
Heart.
about the because it's cardio.
It's cardio.
It's for senhliziyo.
Yes. And then kubekho lapho ama chronic illnesses as well that comes out of the foods, and lifestyle. That's why it's called non-communicable illnesses. So I learned that. And then also, of course, what is this? Oh, spinach is very rich, eh? So mine was like, okay,
Just one leaf.
one leaf of spinach, 13 phytochemicals. And then did my research as well, and I found out that, spinach is also very high in chlorophyll.
Oh,
Chlorophyll, which is a cancer-busting property. That's why they had to use it for preparing spinach.
Okay.
Because it was like a promotion, a health promotion. a nutritional campaign. It was not just like, oh, Popeye.
Ngiyamkhumbula uPopeye spinach.
No, it was not
Thina
that.
sikhule nje simbone TV.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It
was actually a
It was
campaign,
a
bruh.
campaign after the Second World War when the soil was defiled and when the soil was not conducive for any plantation at that time.
Yes.
People were smoking too much tobacco that caused the cancer, which was the monster of that time. And the cancer was in the pancreas, which is a pancreatic cancer. So the food scientists of that time, along with the United Nations, sat down, pulled on their thinking caps as to what to do with the issue that we are facing. Now, guys, let's look for a vegetable that is versatile, a vegetable that can grow in these circumstances of these carcinogens. Because after the bombs, there were carcinogens everywhere.
Yeah.
You understand? And carcinogens are cancerous properties, actually, that you can just inhale out of auto pollution, air pollution, explosions as well that takes place. So it's the carbon emission as well.
Sure.
So mine was like, okay, now, in fact, not me now, the scientists.
The scientists of that
food
time.
scientists
Yeah,
of
yeah.
that time. They sat down and said, okay, there is spinach. I said, no, boo. Just like when you said that,
boo them,
no
yeah.
spinach. Spinach, no. Spinach, we know spinach grows like weed everywhere. No. Shouldn't be a medicine. But okay, let's look at the facts of the spinach. The facts of the spinach is that spinach is one amongst, the best vegetables, healing vegetables. As I have mentioned these facts as well.
Yeah.
But also there's kale as well. There was spirulina as well. There were 3 vegetables or 3 solutions they had.
Yeah.
But when they looked at the spirulina, you gotta go to the river. You gotta go to the river and harvest all of that in Goboyasele. You understand?
For the spirulina.
And that's not going to help the people that are dying now in terms of the harvest
Because
capacity.
it will take forever.
Take forever harvest, yeah. The rivers are limited. And then also as well, the kale. Kale takes about like 3 months to, eat from what you plant today.
Okay.
Spinach, 3 to 4 weeks. Jeez. This is the vegetable to be promoted for this issue. Wow. And of course, spinach cleanses the pancreas. If you are actually drinking water, if you go to the hospital right now, even when I was in Michael Mapongwana Hospital, you go there, literally, and then you awake, you can't eat anything, there's diarrhea, there's also vomiting. The first thing they give you before the medication, before any pill,
Sure.
spinach water.
Hayi ntwana.
Then you
For
get
real,
well.
too.
Yeah, then you get well. Then now medication. Yeah, you see.
Serious?
Yeah. Because it's very good at intrinsic control. It actually controls. The intestinal. They said the intestinal liquids. It can actually solidify them, but at the same time, with its iron as well, it gives that stability of the flow of the system, digestion system.
Yeah.
Yes. So and the pancreas as well gets well. You understand?
Yeah.
You also get vitamin A there as well, which is efficient for diarrhea. And also there's vitamin K as well, which is fat solubility as well. So there are a lot of vitamins, a lot of minerals. that you
But without ungena emlomeni umuntu omdala ne.
yes, sir.
Singamadoda.
Yeah.
And there's many men watching us out there.
Yes.
Ayithi khona le nkinga le yabo baba.
Yeah.
Ebakhona emishadweni,
Yeah.
kuma relationships.
Yeah, baba.
So does that also help?
Because it consists of vitamin
Because
A. Vitamin E.
I've heard of, but I've never spoken to someone who's well clued up with no baba now they can actually be helped.
Exactly.
Uma they take like the water spinach or the bread le sosenza. Does that
Because
really
of
help?
spinach, spinach consists of vitamin E as well, which is for fertility purposes. It's a supplement for fertility. But also as well, spinach is the #1 detoxer as well. So let's say, for instance, if you've got a problem of not, being active,
Yeah.
you definitely need to detox.
Unguba.
You definitely need to detox. So the spinach is a detoxer if you actually liquidize it and drink it, detox. Especially if you drink like 250 mils of it, 250 mils of liquid spinach. You can detox. There's also vitamin E. Vitamin E, which is very good, a substance and a supplement, sorry, for fertility. Meaning which now your waist now becomes a little bit looser than, you see now when you have a problem of stuck food, and then as well as, the meat as well does that a lot. When you are eating a lot of meat. So it gets to that point where you need to liquidize the system and the digestion flow as well.
Wow, I bafethu. Nisibonele, we've learned a lot. We've learned a lot, bafethu. Isilungu esikhulunywa uLufefe. Hey, yeah, I know isilungu esinzima. Isilungu esinzima, bafethu. I hope you guys are taking notes, are getting the advice, are getting everything that he's teaching us and he's also sharing with us. Before we can even close the interview, like we did say, Bafethu, we are in his new restaurant. It's here at number 44 Salt River Road. He's going to take us through, what's this again?
This is an infographic of the story that of the Spinach King, from where it started right through to where we are today.
I'll start. Take us through that.
Cool stuff. So as you can see there, in 2011, the business was started with 40 rands. I was just tired of a lot of research, going down and looking for investors.
Sure.
And nothing happens. I was in a thinking shack in Kailicha. I just forced my mind to think creatively as to what can I do with what I have. So 40 bucks, big idea, 4 bunches of spinach from a garden that I used to volunteer from, as well as, the neighbor's oven.
Wow.
So I used that. 2012, went to school to study much of the entrepreneurship development diploma, and then I went to, from there, then 2013, we're turning 24 loaves to now 120 loaves, because I had now 5 guys that I've recruited to do the distribution and sales of the spinach breads.
Sure.
From that 24 that we were doing before. I was actually doing that alone. And then when I was doing 24, which now I had spare capacity of Spa Harari.
Yeah, I know that one.
So I
Yes.
said, hey guys, I'm Lufefe, the Spinach King. I've got the amazing best bread. Could you please, when you are baking your brown breads and your white breads, I just want to chave in migrant bread. And then said, well, how much are you going to pay? I said, no, right now I don't have money, but I'm not going to switch on your oven, and I'm not going to be the one who's switching off your ovens. But whenever you switch on your oven, I will be there. And when you switch off, I am there. Then it turned to 120 loaves, and you said, genius, then go. You're not gonna pay anything, because you're not actually, you're actually doing exactly what you said. And also as well, I was just using spare capacity of what he's already, you understand, paying. Because the 120 space was always there, was always there, though he was paying the overheads.
Yes.
So 2014, the business was rising up, managed to buy my first container there. I was also a subsidy of SAB, South African Breweries, funding that I got there. And then I had about from that 2013 as well, there was a crowdfunding, which I then got online. What are the easiest funding alternatives in the world? Boom, crowdfunding. So crowdfunding, and I campaigned on that. I got about 50,000 rands, from all over, people like $1, 1 rand, and then became 50,000 rands, cash money.
Sure.
So I used that money as well to buy my dough mixes, and as well as making sure that, buy the container and looked for funding now. It was easy to look for funding, and then SAB was that. And then 2015, I went to Italy now. So I was nominated by the United Nations as an young African food scientist.
Wow.
Yeah, so to represent Africa in Milan. So I went to Milan. We were 7 foodpreneurs. We were called foodpreneurs.
Foodpreneurs.
Yeah,
Sure.
so I went to the University of Gastronomic Sciences with Carlo Petrini, the president of that time. And then, of course, I learned about the food trends, learned about fashion and food, learned about also food communication,
Sure.
learned about the gastronomy as well, which is like now the inner side of a human being,
yeah.
and the food eaten. Then come 2016 now, as you can see there, went to, that was then when we opened, I went to Johannesburg, speaking about the business, invited by Richard Branson.
Oh, yeah,
And Adrian Go. There was a partnership between Discovery Health as well as Virgin Active. So they were looking for someone to fill in the space in terms of speaking, someone who's going to talk about the business of wellness and health in limited resource environments. Like, for instance, who's actually talking about it from the township, apart from the team leads and the doctors that were there as well on the panel. So I was just kind of representing the township and our people in terms of what can we actually eat now that we don't have much money, to eat healthy or to live healthy. And then I met with Ross Thomas Farega and Richard Branson, and then got 500,000 rands funding, which was the ED that we got in 2016. 2017 came drought. We had a problem now, and then I had to sell something because what can I sell? What can I sell? And then there was a group of MBA students from the University of Amsterdam. So I sold the franchise to them, and then they took it to the campus. And then they set up the first franchise of the Spinach King in 2017 in the Science Park in the University of Amsterdam. Wow. And became a social project, got 700,000 rands from it. And then 2018 now, we got invitation from Old Mutual to set up a branch within their head office to feed, the employees with what we're doing as a cuisine, which was different. And then we did that. Come COVID-19, we had to close when they were closing. Otherwise, we were actually servicing about like 3,000 clients on a daily basis from that. We were very, very busy. Queues were like this, people coming in, buying our juices made from spinach, our smoothies made from spinach, our muffins made from spinach, our bread, sandwiches, burgers made from spinach. So 2018, 2019, the Philippi branch, Philippi village. That was then when we moved from the Old Mutual one, now trying to survive, within the turbulence of COVID-19. As catastrophic as it was, you understand, but we've managed to at least get a branch out there and put it at Philippi village. And then 2020, boom, the Central Production Factory and Restaurant in Woodstock. 2020, in fact, 2021, we're expanding the retailers. The milestone, 2020, milestone of 180 independent retailers, including Spar. We've got Spars in the southern suburbs, Spar stores in the northern suburbs. We've got wellness warehouse stores, about 60 of them. We do supply them. And then we had a Joburg, still have actually a market in Joburg as well. We've got like a national footprint of those we're supplying here, that side as well, the Spar stores. And then in Pietermaritzburg, we've got Pick and Pays there as well. So yeah, I mean, that's what we got there in 2020. 2021, went to Johannesburg and opened a branch there in Maboneng, from Maboneng to Melville, So we have a Melville, a smaller a branch that side. Of course, not doing well now as a production, so we are trying to now centralize everything, so that also we partner with the distributors as well. So it's on hold till March. And then 2022, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we're here powered by Sifa, and the Spinach King is getting some potato muscle, as you can see there, central production place. And here we are now, beautiful restaurant. We're on top billing on a container. So we're gonna take this design of Andile restaurant to definitely that particular platform, where now we say, you know what, guys, come and see what we have, because this is the standard that we've actually dreamt of when we started doing business from the township in containers. And we're the only only product that actually started in the township and managed to get to the southern and northern suburbs and to retailers on a B2B scale that is certified. We're the gluten-free certified, 1 out of 10 in the country. gluten-free certified bakeries and restaurant.
Yeah. Wow. My faith. I can only say congrats. Yeah, no. Spinach King. I'm inspired.
Man.
Yeah, no, I'm inspired. And I hope even those that are watching us, they are inspired.
Thank you,
You know, everything it's just written in the skies. And it's just up to you, Uti, you make it happen. Sure. You know, and I pray that those that are coming in Vawako, they may follow your footsteps. You know, like even us as English Broken Business, we are inspired by your story. From Utengisa Mafast Coat, you know, from Utengisa Akajo, Amajin, you know, from taking Itomba Banti Mashipi, Nema Tavern. And today you are here, bro. You are in the seat. You understand? You're in the seat here. Like I can imagine the types of the machines that you have. These are very expensive machines, you know. We don't have to talk about figures, but you can see that there's so much that is being invested in this thing. So the dream has always been there, and the dream is materializing itself. The dream is coming to reality, you know, and I want to be part of the launch. I want to be part of the launch.
You are invited.
Are we invited? When is the launch, Prayam? When is the launch?
First week of March.
First week of March.
First week of March. But we're starting the production at the back here, of course. I mean, we had time, we could see the setup, the machinery that we're using. So we're starting the production over this weekend. You know, when I want to roll for a week at least.
Yeah.
Once we're rolling for a week, and then now we put up a date out there, you know, of a first week of March. And of course, there's a little bit of branding that we are finalizing.
Yeah.
And then from there, people would come. Dignitaries like you will also, of course, our suppliers, guys that have actually made it possible for us. Andile, the supplier of, you know, the architect and design of the space, but of course, construction-wise, guys that actually did it are gonna be here, be recognized. Light is a guy that did the art of the space.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not a copy and paste.
No, it's not.
It's art, you know. So and then of course, I mean, the directors of Macadams and the guys that supplied us with the equipment. Our funders will also be here as well. CIFA. And then, of course, I mean, our clients as well will be here. Yeah. We're going to close the street, bro.
Wow.
We're going to close the street.
I'm going to be here.
Supply us with
I'm going to be here.
And you guys should come.
I'm going to be here.
Cameraman.
Yeah, Hendrix. It's the Hendrix.
You must also be coming.
Yeah, no, I'm coming through, bro. I'm coming
fit
through.
to definitely take and cover that as well as a follow-up story.
Yeah, no, of course. Prayami, thank you so much. Bafetu, this is such an inspirational story. It's such an inspirational story. Dreams do come true. But you must work on them. The road is not easy. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be lonely. But if you persist and you're consistent, you're gonna make it. I am inspired. I must say, I used to think otherwise in Spinach. But I must la. You buy sinkwasaki, you buy spinach, mangfia la pendlini, put the spinach sami, you be great. I'm really inspired, Brian.
Sure,
I am really inspired. And continue soaring high. So continue soaring high. Which hasn't fit all over the 9 provinces. This is where you're going.
I received.
I bless you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. It's English Broken Business, Bekeli Beke, Vigi, Nevigi. Do follow us, guys, and like our drop your comments and like our YouTube channel. Check us on this night, 8 p.m. with his interview, guys. It's a super great interview. Do not forget to subscribe, to like, and also follow him, the Spinach King, on all the social media platforms. Guys, the first week of March is the launch. 44 Salt River Road, number 44 Salt River Road. It's a launch. Let's all come and support our brother. Siyayivala bafethu. Sharp.
Salute.